Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first Mozzafiato virtual press launch. We are so thrilled that you have joined us to learn about this new retail platform representing the most extraordinary collection of Italian beauty brands ever assembled in one place. Mozzafiato's mission is to reinvent the American beauty experience by offering up personal guides and journeys into the craftsmanship, heritage, and generational know-how of each Italian company and their families. Visitors to the site will be transported to the geographical locations of each brand's region, visually enjoying and discovering the diverse Italian cities and landscapes. Today, you will meet Amy Parsons, CEO of Mozzafiato, and learn about its inspiration and vision. You're also in for a treat as we have assembled 6 of Mozzafiato's member brand presidents to speak to you directly about their companies, their links to Italy, new product introductions, and why they are a part of the Mozzafiato universe. By now, you should have received our amazing Mozzafiato gift boxes, jam-packed with Italian beauty products and treats. We want to completely immerse you into our virtual trip to Italy through the senses of smell, taste, music, touch, and sight. If you have your box, please have it ready to experience the products alongside the president's presentations. And feel free to open up that Cipriani Bellini bottle and dig into the Italian goodies. Each president will speak for 5 minutes, followed by a Q&A session. So please feel free to type in any questions you have during the event in the chat feature, and we'll be sure to get to them after the presentation. And now, without further ado, let's get started. It gives me great pleasure to introduce Amy Parsons, CEO of Mozzafiato, who will kick this off. Amy, take it away.
Hi, Sarah. Thank you. Thank you, Sarah, and your team for pulling all of this together this morning. I so appreciate all of your efforts, and it's just an absolute joy for me. It's an honor for me to be here with you all virtually this morning. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your support as we launch Mozzafiato, the Italian beauty authority, where we aspire to introduce something truly original, perhaps revolutionary, but definitely inspiring into the American beauty market. And as Sarah said, I hope that you love the gift boxes that you received in the Italian music playlist, and that you have it close by, and that you're in the right spirit and frame of mind to indulge in Italy a bit this morning and to indulge in Italian beauty. You're going to be able to hear from amazing Italian beauty luminaries this morning. 6 of the 17 brands that we carry with Mozzafiato. I am big fans of all of them. I can't wait to hear what they have to say this morning, and I'm very grateful that they have agreed to join us today. So Mozzafiato, an Italian word, you may know what it means. It loosely translates to English as breathtaking, which I think we all know Italy is in so many ways, from its landscapes and coastlines and incredible cities to its wine and food and cars and art, and of course to its beauty. It's probably no surprise to those of you on the call today that the world's best beauty brands from all over the globe come to Italy, more so than any other country in the world, to produce their beauty products, their cosmetics, their fragrances. They come to Italy for good reason. They come because of that generational know-how, the craftsmanship, the families, the innovation, the access to the ingredients, to the quality, and the highest standards in the world. That's no secret. What I do think is less known, that is more of a secret, is that Italy itself is home to so many small, native Italian beauty brands that have been at work, some of them for centuries. You'll hear from one of those today, creating for themselves some of the best beauty products and fragrances in the world. Some of these products you can get outside of Italy, some you can get in the US, some you can't get anywhere outside of Italy until now. And what we've done with Mozzafiato for the first time ever is to bring them all together under one roof and to bring them into the American marketplace. So on a personal note, I'm someone who has been at work for the last 20 years, building my career as an attorney and an executive in a large public university system and as a lecturer in law and business. But as I've been building that career path on the side, I've always been a student of the beauty industry and a student of Italian beauty specifically. And I've always been an avid reader of many of your publications and a listener to your podcast religiously. Hi, Jen Goldstein. And over time, my day job with the university system and as an attorney allowed me to travel all over the world to dozens of countries. And wherever I went, I would on the side find and explore the native beauty brands and bring those products back home with me for myself and for family and friends. And I quickly learned that nowhere in the world is that experience more magical than in Italy. When you have a chance to go to Florence and encounter Farmacia 1561, which has been there producing products since 1561, or Parco 1923 out of Milan, that sells within the national parks, or Ortigia Sicilia, which is a newer brand out of Sicily. Those are incredible, magical experiences when you find them. You connect deeply into those brands, into the families and their craftsmanship. And when you bring those products home, and those products sit in that precious real estate that is your bathroom counter among all of the other products, the use of that product is a very different experience. It transports you back to those places, those magical places. It gives you just a moment to dream and to experience and to travel in your heart and mind back into those places. And we at Mozzafiato want to bring to the American marketplace not just those best of the best native Italian products, but also that feeling of connection to those families and places and stories, and make that journey of finding the products in and of itself a beautiful experience. So in this wild year that is 2020, combined with an American investor whose passion it is to bring native Italian heritage brands to the US, not just in beauty, but in all kinds, we joined forces to launch Mozzafiato. And in doing that, we went on a quest to do two primary things. One, explore and find the very best native Italian brands and to connect with them and convince them to come under one roof together and to come with us into the American marketplace. And two, to create a very new experience for the American consumer that's quite unlike what we're used to now with the large multi-brand retail experiences. So to the first part, finding and bringing these brands to the US during 2020, during COVID, this all had to happen remotely online. This was every day, early morning, Zoom sessions with the brands. This is having them ship product to us where we experiment with it, do education remotely on these products, negotiating deals, negotiating pricing, shipping logistics, all of it over Zoom remotely in 2020. But in the end, every single brand that we asked to come and be part of Mozzafiato said yes. And they said yes based on our promise to honor, care for, and tell the brand stories with Mozzafiato, and also to maintain the collection that is exclusively Italian, which we've done. So the second part, to create a new consumer journey, whereas now the predominant experience with the large multi-brand beauty experience is really focused on hundreds of brands, what's new, what's now, what's next. We really set out to be a counterweight to that experience. When you enter into our website at mozzafiato.com, you first see the beauty of Italy. You see the cities, you see the landscapes. When you go onto the brand pages, the brands tell their entire stories. They share their family histories. You see where in the region they're located. You learn about that region. You find them on the map. You hear their inspiration and their history, all before you get to the brand's individual products. But when you get to the brand's products, we have close to 900 of them. It's the only collection of its kind in the world with this many different native brands under one roof. Our products themselves are very competitive, very accessible. They range in price from under $20 to over $300. We have products that are the latest innovative skincare products, all the way to fragrances that are 400 years in the making, and everything in between. So both our product line itself and the journey to discovery, we've carefully crafted those to be very welcoming, very inclusive of all ages, all genders, all walks of life. You'll find that on our website, as well as our physical stores, which we intend to start opening in 2021. We are providing a place where people can discover what's real and authentic and inspiring about beauty and about these families. It's open to everyone from teenagers to great grandmothers, and it is deliberately welcoming to men who don't always feel as though the multi-brand retail experience is for them. And a note about that, Italian men's grooming, which is an area of focus for us, is both legendary, but it's also very accessible in both its product and its price point, in shaving, in fragrance, in skincare, and we're intentionally focusing on men and welcoming them into this world. And another note as well, that in Italy, personal fragrance and beauty, it extends well beyond just the person and into your home and into all of the moments in your day. So we have collected a really incredible collection of Italian home fragrance in many, many different forms. And that's especially important, we think, right now, as people are spending more and more time at home. It's a great time to really indulge in home fragrance, to learn about it, to see it as part of your overall home decor and lifestyle, and to make these more accessible to the consumer. If you go on our site, we've created about a dozen different bundles or packages. We have an Italian home bundle, a men's grooming bundle, a spa bundle, a bundle of just all these incredible Italian bath salts from all over the country. So people can experiment with different brands and get to know the products. And we also think those make perfect gifts and great gifts for the holidays. So as I start to wrap up here and we hear from our brands, I just want to note that while beauty has to start with the quality and the craftsmanship of the product, which Italy does better than anyone, we really believe that it's so much more than just the product and its use, that it really is the journey, and that journey can be open to everyone to connect into that history and that place and that heritage and craftsmanship. And that's really the mission here at Mozzafiato, and every single brand that we represent really does that. It embodies that. They are originals. They are incredible at what they do, and it's really been an honor to know them and to work with them. The brands are the stars of Mozzafiato. The brands are the stars of this event today. So I'll ask Sarah to come back on the screen and start taking us through the introduction to these brands. And I think that you'll see once we get through that together, by joining forces with all of these brands together, that we are really changing not only the product mix of what's available in the US, but also that discovery experience to finding it. And that's what's going to be so original and breathtaking and revolutionary on the American beauty market. So thank you again, everyone, for being here. I would love to meet with all of you one-on-one on Zoom after this, so you know where to find me, and I hope to get to know you. And thank you again for your time today. Sarah,
Awesome.
back
Thank
to you.
you so much, Amy. That was excellent. Now we would like to introduce you to Elisa Gera, President of Akakapa.
Hello to everyone. Thank you for inviting me here tonight to talk about our brand, about Akakapa. And I would like to talk first of all about the history of Akakapa. Akakapa was founded in 1869 by my great-great-grandfather. In fact, last year we celebrated 150 years. The words Akakapa, in fact, are the initial of my great-grandfather. His name was Herman Kroll. In Italian, H is read Aka and K is read Kappa. So that's how Akakapa is originated. Herman Kroll came to Italy as a student. He was coming from Germany, and he just fall in love with Italy, and he decided to live in Venice. He started working in Venice, and at that time Venice was a very, very important port, and he used to sell the glass piers from Venice and import the Bristols from Asia. He was selling this Bristol to different companies that were producing brushes. At one point, he just decided to buy one of these factory, and this is how everything began. In 2017, in Venice, in the film festival, we presented a short film where the history of my family was presented, and with this very long story. In fact, the brand went through two different wars, the first and the second, and today it's a very, very one of the oldest brand in Italy. Today we're not only producing brushes, but and toothbrushes, which was our very core business at the beginning, but different type of products for the beauty and fragrances also. All these products are inspired by our territory. In fact, we don't only sell the product in itself, but our history and our territory, which is the Veneto region and Italy in general. One of our most important fragrance is the Eau de Cologne, White Moss. This is really my first fragrance, and it's something that really reminds you of the Italian spring. It's made with essential oils of Italian ingredients like lemon, like bergamot, like cedar, like lavender, like juniper. So it's really something unique that once you try it, you really get addicted to it. So this is a little bit in 5 minutes, the story of our brand. This brand that is really part of the city of Treviso. Treviso is is a small city close to Venice, and the company is still located in the center of the city. Soon we will have a beautiful museum here where you could see catalogs that are very, very old, and machines that are still that are part of the second industrial revolution. So you're really welcome to come and visit us. And I just can say that I'm very, very happy to be part of Mozzafiato, and to be part of these groups of beautiful brands. And I really hope that all together we can represent this beautiful country, which is Italy. So thank you again, and I hope really that you will come and visit us soon.
Grazie, Elisa. Thank you. Next up, we have the gorgeous Sophie Guillon, President and CEO of the Valmont Group and Storie Veneziane, with over 30 years of experience in fragrance. Sophie, you're up.
Everything is okay? Okay, so hello everyone. I'm very pleased to be with you. My name is Sophie Van Gillen, and I'm here to speak of Storie Veneziane. Venetian Stories, this is a translation in English. This is the latest launch of the Valmont Group. Well, I have to tell you a little bit of my personal story. I grew up in Paris and I lived there for quite a long time, and I had the very nice chance to work for major and finest designers like Oscar de la Renta, Yves Saint Laurent. I met them both, and Pierre Balmain, but he was dead when I worked for him. So for their fragrance department. And I have been in the field for 30 years, so that was my first love and still my love. And this is why I'm back today. So let me tell you a little bit more of the story Veneziane and the Valmont Group. So the relationship with Valmont, between Valmont and Venice, because I'm going to speak about Venice also, is a little bit complicated and a little bit far-fetched. But if we go back to the history of Valmont, which is a scientific Swiss skincare brand, for which I'm also the designer, we have always been linked, at least for the last 30 years, to art. Didier Guillon, who is my partner in crime, is the artistic director, and we are both of us very fond of art since the very beginning. So we always put a little bit of art in the collaterals, in the pictures, in our story, and little by little, the world of art became very important in our group, so much that we ended up with so many artwork that Didier decided to create, to found a foundation, and it took place in Venice. So this is the link with Venice, because I'm not Italian, as you can hear, but I have a very cozy relationship with Venice because I was there actually last weekend to celebrate my son's birthday. So we were at the palace. The Foundation Valmont found its address 2 years ago in Venice, in 2061 Calle Alieni, and it's very close to Pierre Cardin Foundation. I don't know if you're very familiar with the geographics there, but I can take you there. So this is our relationship with Venice, and when Didier bought this palace, I was lucky enough to be granted a room where I could express my creativity for perfumes. And this is how we come up with the first collection of 5 Storie Veneziane, which is a collection of extracts, so pure extracts. So they are quite substantive, and they are real perfume. So this collection gives a tribute to specific districts of Venice, and you have different types. So I'd like to talk about, for instance, the tribute to San Pontili Sant'Elena, for the ones who are familiar with this area of Venice, which is going to be represented by the green mask, because it's a fresh scent to give a tribute to syringa flowers. La Sonali, which is the purple one, for its timeless mood. So it's a very feminine and timeless, linking the past to the future. So it's a fragrance you can wear anytime, and it's very feminine and very out of time. Another one, which is represented by the red mask. I'll show you the bottles maybe. This last one is going to be the one I'm going to speak of, which is the Storie Veneziane Micadoro. You can see the golden bottle with the Murano glass, the Murano Masca glass, sorry, with leaf gold leaves. So I was speaking of San Francesco della Vigna, which is going to give a tribute to a red mask and a mysterious rose. So you can see that the colors are going to convey to a district. The district is going to determine a certain mood, and the mood is going to define a special fragrance. So this is how we made the collection of the 5 which came out in 2018. So we don't have the same history of as the Italian fragrances, but we have this very peculiar collection, which is very linked to Venice, very linked to the Murano glass masters, because each bottle is a piece of art, because each bottle is going to be stuck with a Murano glass mask of a different color. And of course, you also have a piece of leather, genuine leather from Venice. They were very famous for the colorful leathers used for the gloves, notably. So today we're giving a tribute to the Ridotto, which is an area of Venice, which was a casino. So let me take you back in time with the sailors, because as we mentioned, Venice used to be a very important trading port. So can you imagine these sailors going? It's worse than the lockdown, because they were stuck together for over 6 months, going west to east, for the trading, and they were deprived of entertainment. They were deprived of any pleasures and leisures. So can you imagine when they got finally to stop at Venice port? What would they do? What would you do in their place? So, I mean, this fragrance here is a tribute to the casino. They would run to really go for the finest delights and the finest entertainments, and they would go for their addiction. So one of the first pleasures that they would have would be, of course, drinking. How about rum? Some rum. So this is the top note of this fragrance, Micadoro. So this is the first time that we're putting some rum, some alcohol scent. So this rum is designed with Nathalie Lorson, who is the one who signed, one of the master knows, who signed Black Opium of Yves Saint Laurent. And she knows particularly how to play with the sense of rum, but also she's going to add some chantilly, whipped cream, to go further into the pleasure, into addiction, and to more pleasure. So some more pleasure after alcohol, you would think of women, of course, but you would also think of gambling. So you would think of gaming, and maybe even go further to drugs. So this is why we're giving tribute to this casino of the Ridotto. For the ones who live in Venice, you know that today, unfortunately, this casino has been taken over by a family who live inside, so we can't visit it anymore, but you can imagine what the scenes that could happen at that time in this place. So this is a new fragrance that we're launching right now, which is am I running out of time again?
Hi.
No, it's not even 5 minutes.
Oh, Sophie, before we go, I want you to tell why you're happy to be part of the Mozzafiato universe.
I was going to. Well, I'm very excited about this partnership, because Italy is a great place and a great source of inspiration for Northern Americans. And I know that you people from Northern America have a great time each time that you go there to discover the landscape, but also enjoy the dreamful destination, and to go for the history and the lifestyle. And I know that this partnership that we're developing right now is going to be a tremendous success, because I just know it. I know that you from Northern America, when you are in Italy, you really look so happy. And I know that we like to give you a hint of history, a hint of Italy that you can keep in your bathroom. You can keep a little piece of your memories there. That's why I believe it's going to be a success. And I'm very glad to be part of it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sophie. Thank you, thank you. All right, and next up, we would like to introduce you to the fabulous Lorenzo Villoresi, founder and president of Lorenzo Villoresi.
Hello, everybody. I'm calling from Florence in Italy. I'm I'm Lorenzo Villoresi, and I started my activity about 30 years ago in Florence. Before, I was for several years a student and a researcher in ancient philosophy and biblical philology. And the activity started in 1990, initially producing also for other famous brands, and afterwards developing our collections of perfumery and home collections. Now we are approximately in 60 countries in the world, and developing our collections, especially perfumery. We produce perfumery from the beginning to the end, which means from the original compound of ingredients, like those that you see behind me, to the final product. And we have 2 warehouses here in Florence where we produce these. So the activity started in 1990, and it was initially only in Florence. Florence, now we have also outside Florence other places for production and product development. The fact that we are in Florence has been very important. First of all, because of the possibility, especially 30 years ago, to produce certain products with important material that are available here since the Renaissance time. The craftsmanship that you know from the so-called Made in Italy, after all, is essentially this craftsmanship with an artistic touch. And the fact that we are here in Florence and around in Tuscany was very important for us because of the possibility of producing initially also small quantities, but also in the perfumery tradition, which means using also important materials with a high intrinsic value. One of the most important products we've ever made, which had a lot of success, is this fragrance, Tendernage, which we offered you as a gift. This name, for example, is in French, but we have fragrances that are with different names and according to different cultures in different times. So you will get, for example, Alamut, which is a Caucasic but Oriental kind of fragrance, Dilmun, which is a Mesopotamian paradise, and so on. Tendernage is had a lot of success everywhere, sincerely. Everywhere we go, it has a lot of success still. Today is this year is the 20th anniversary of the creation of this fragrance. And theoretically would be called, the family of this fragrance would be called floral powdery, but actually it's a powdery floral fragrance with a lot of very precious ingredients like the roses, Rose Absolute and Bulgarian Rose, Jasmine Absolute, Pure Ylang Ylang, and so on. It is very rich, enveloping. The musk notes make it even more sensual and persistent. And the floral touches, they just enrich even orris, for example, which is one of the most precious ingredients in the world, is contained in these notes of orris. Iris for us are contained in this fragrance. We are very happy to be at Mozzafiato for several reasons. First of all, the originality of this concept, Italian niche artistic perfumery brands, and also very passionate people who like this project, and they communicate their passion to us. And the chance also for artistic brands to have a space in the States under this new situation where also many department stores are not there anymore, and the whole world is changing. So thank you to Mozzafiato, and thank you all for your attention.
Grazie, Lorenzo. Perfetto. Okay, next up, we're excited to introduce you to Gabrielle Balestra, President of Skin & Co.
Thank you so much for inviting me to join. My name is Gabriele Balestra, and I'm the president at Skin & Co. Roma. We're an Italian beauty company from a small region of Italy between Florence and Rome called Umbria. Umbria is not only the place where we handcraft our products from start to finish, but it's also the place where we grow our ingredients and the ingredients that go into our products. While we are a young brand, our passion is over 100 years old. I must say 110 next year in March, since my great-grandparents purchased the first piece of our farms in 1911. Their mission was to share ingredients and recipes from the family farms with the local communities. And ironically, 110 years later, we're doing exactly the same as Skin & Co. And thanks to the internet and our great partners in the US and abroad, we're able to share our ingredients and formulas with customers in over 35 countries. My story with Skin & Co. is much more recent. In fact, in 2010, after the economic crisis that hit the US, I was living in New York City. I left my job in publishing to go back to my family roots, freshen up the family recipes. I wanted to create a modern journey to Italy, also to our tradition and the craftsmanship I remember growing up with. We restored an old farmhouse that today is the headquarters to Skin & Co. And in 2014, we launched Skin & Co. in the United States with the mission of sharing our farm fresh ingredients, building a brand that cherished traditions, but also widely embraced innovations. We started from a tiny village of 700 souls, maybe 1,000 in the summertime. And in Monte Castrilli is where we farm, grow, and handcraft our products, proudly making farm-to-face botanical skincare. Our truffle farms are home to the Black Winter truffle extract we use in our truffle therapy collections. It grows between November and January, and it's found by dog. This is a truffle, FYI. It's rich in SOD, which is a potent antioxidant enzyme that is found in some type of mushrooms, and in the truffle is found on the peel. So while truffle is rich in antioxidant, it also produces a dry, nourishing oil for the skin that, while it's extremely hydrating, is not greasy or tacky or sticky at all. The product you found in your box is our truffle therapy cream. It's a light and nourishing formula that we like because it is almost like a veil of strong hydration on the skin. It absorbs super quickly. It keeps the skin hydrated and moist throughout the day without being heavy or tacky at all. While being a natural product, we're excited that a recent clinical study found that over 93% of the subjects in the study saw a reduction on fine lines and wrinkles. It is rich in antioxidant, fatty acids, vitamins, botanical extract. We use an advanced complex of hyaluronic acids at 3 molecular weights that is botanically derived, not from animal source. A light modified version that is not greasy of African shea butter, so the formula stays light. Vitamin E, peptide, sunflower seed oil, which was harvested just in August, Sicilian bitter orange to support vitamin C in our skin, and a Mediterranean algae that keeps the skin tight and firm, which is one of the most common things our customers find. Of course, our Umbrian Black Winter truffle is the base of our formulations. Our customer really love the formula because it does the job while staying green, but it's also a perfect primer to use before makeup or foundation, just because it goes on so smoothly and it's not, greasy, but it's also hydrating. And I really hope you love it as much as our customers do. When we got asked to partner with Mozzafiato, I was particularly excited because it is very unique in its kind. It's never been done before. It's great that American consumers can find niche Italian brands on one platform that curates it for them and brings them in small niche brands or larger brands that they're unable to find. We also love that Mozzafiato shares similar values to our company. As like Mozzafiato made inclusion and diversity the pillar of our mission, making slow beauty. There is fast beauty, there is fast food, and there is slow beauty and slow food. So we want to be the slow beauty, the slow food of beauty. We hope you enjoy our products. I thank you for supporting our brand. And I wish Mozzafiato the greatest success. Thanks, everybody. Ciao.
Thanks, Gabrielle, and thank you for the truffle zest that all of the editors have in their box too, courtesy of Gabrielle. Okay, and now we would like to welcome Silvio Rocco, president of Cartusia, joining us tonight from the breathtaking island of Capri.
Hello, everybody. It's my pleasure to share with you the story of Cartusia. I am the CEO of Cartusia because Cartusia is older than me, and I don't want to talk about the legend that starts in the 14th century, but let's talk about the real history of Cartusia. Start in 1947 by a chemist coming from Torino and fall in love for my island, Capri. And with the prior of Certosa of San Giacomo, in Capri, of course, they decided to revisit the old monk's formula. And they start in 1947 with a small factory in the Cartusia di Capri. That was the Certosa, that's why the name Cartusia. After 2 years, they were obliged to move from the Certosa because a monastery cannot accept so many visitors, and they moved to Augustus Garden, on the way to Augustus Garden. Augustus Garden, for the kids of my age, of this period, but still today, is a place where all caprese, the bench, maybe my first kiss, my first cigarette, my first... Anyway, and sometimes they just go inside the factory to watch how they produce, how they mix the flowers. And believe me, as a young kid of 10 years, 11 years old, I was very, very attracted of this production of what they do. First of all, I have to explain you, I am not coming from this business. I am a jeweler of 3 generations, having luckily all friends and all customers, wherever really well known, even in the States. And 40 years later, I have the opportunity to buy Cartusia. Why? Like at the beginning of the 2002, 2003, like all over, like in Milano, like in Florence, like in Venice, the arrivals of the big brands, of course, slowly, they push out all the small artisans that they cannot be competitive on the range, on everything. And also Cartusia was in the same way. I cannot accept that part of my youth, part of my culture, part of my tradition can disappear. That's why, more by my heart, that I'm thinking into a business, also because I don't know anything about this kind of business, I decided to buy Cartusia. I was lucky, coming from a jewelry business, having the culture of the small details, of the packaging, of an international culture. it was not so difficult for me to reset the brand and to start again a new production with the most important, a few of the most important Italian notes, also the revisitation of all the formula. Today we have 15 stores all around Italy, but still we have very, very strong roots with my island, with my region. That's the area of Naples, the Amalfi Coast, very well known Amalfi Coast, but the island of Capri first. The line are always connected with our territory. Just for giving an example, the gift that you will find in the box is part of a huge collection that is made with perfume, body lotion, shower gel, soaps, and room fragrances. You can see even in the packaging, we have a small window that are typical from our country, from our island. And the fragrance, of course, is a fresh lemon leaves that is particular from Amalfi Coast, from our territory. And this collection, I'm sure, will be very, very successful by Mozzafiato, because remember right away our region. Let's say that I am really proud to be part of this group and to be being selected from Mozzafiato. Even the name, and it's difficult to translate. I try to translate the name in English, but maybe means wow. I don't know what it really, how you can translate. But from the name, you can see that already they have captured the Italian way to live, the Italian way to look each region to their tradition, to their culture. And I am sure that the idea to make a new made in Italy of beauty will be very, very successful. Thank you very much, and good luck to everybody.
Thank you, Silvio. Grazie mille. Okay, and last but certainly not least, we are happy to introduce Elisa Giraudi, President of Perlier. Elisa?
Hello. Hi, Sarah. Hi, everybody. I'm so happy to be here today with you, virtually. So I will start with a very quick overview of Perlier, that is part of a bigger cosmetic Italian company called Chelemata. My father is a pharmacist and always had a very strong passion for brands with a long history, and he started more than 50 years ago to collect Italian brands with strong histories, and Perlier is one of them. When he bought Perlier, he had a very clear vision in mind to create the first cosmetic brand with based on pure active ingredients found in nature, blended with scientific discoveries. We own and control every single step of the creation of the products, from our laboratories, where we have a team of chemists, doctors, and scientists, to our clinical studies and efficacy tests that we do both in vitro and in vivo, to our production site that is a facility of more than 300,000 square feet. We are based in Torino, that is in the Piemonte region, in the northwest of Italy, and our headquarters is the Biological Research Center La Carignana. It's 150 acres of pesticides-free land where we cultivate some of our ingredients, from fresh flowers to medical plants. So La Carignana estate dates back to the 15th century, when it was a paper factory, then became the King of Italy hunting lodge. up today, it's really our heritage and inspiration, and that's where I am now. So Piemonte, that is the name of our region, means at the foot of the mountains. It's a land that sits on the foot of the Alps, and it's very famous for some of the greatest Italian wines, like Barbaresco and Barolo, and also of the white truffle and very famous hazelnuts. In your bag today, you will find one of our products that we just launched a few months ago, and it was an amazing success. It's called hemp, and it's a cold pressed hemp seeds oil. You can use it on your face, on your body, on your hair, and it's really a head to toe product that gives to your skin an amazing glow. It also contains omega-3 and 6 that are antioxidant, vitamin E, that is the vitamin of youth, and vegetable ceramides and essential oils. So I like to say that it's really Mozzafiato because it's breathtaking. When you put it, your skin just glows. I'm really happy to be part of the project of Mozzafiato, and because I think that gives many Italian brands the opportunity to share their amazing history, and I'm happy that Perlier is part of it because I will be able to collaborate with many colleagues in Italy and also to be able to get more exposure in the United States. So thank you so much. Thank you, Hemi, for having me, and thank you, Sarah.
Thank you so much, Elisa. Your room is gorgeous.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, so now we're going to start the Q&A portion. We have one question coming through. What's the official launch date of the platform? That was November 2nd of 2020. So just 1 month ago, we launched. Another question for Amy. Amy, how often do you expect to add new brands to Mozzafiato?
So we have launched, as I said, with 17 brands. We're in negotiation with about 4 additional brands right now, and then we'll see how that goes. We're not looking to expand radically from this. We're looking for really the quality and the authenticity of the brands, not the quantity. So you can expect us to grow little by little and very deliberately over the next couple of years.
Great. And then one more for you, Amy, is can you please explain more about the travel portion of the site and how that will grow?
Oh, so on our site, we have a travel blog. That might be what you mean, where we're collecting videos and information about all of the different regions around Italy where our brands come from. So that's going to continue to grow, and hopefully when the travel restrictions lift, and I'll be able to travel over there, and we'll be posting videos and information about all these different regions in Italy. We really want our customers to know that our brands are real places and families and people in Italy that they can go and visit when they're traveling over there. So yeah, that's really an exciting place where we're going to be expanding on blogs and videos and live on IGTV going forward.
Perfect. Are affiliate partnerships available?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I mean, as Sarah said, we just launched about a month ago, so we are getting going in that direction now. And that is definitely something that we're exploring. So reach out to me directly for that.
Okay, great. And what's the plan for brick and mortar boutiques in which cities and markets?
Oh, thank you for asking that. So I'm in Denver, Colorado. We really want to open our very first bricks and mortar store here in Colorado, but we're working with brokers in various markets across the country. As everybody knows, the real estate market and commercial market is in a lot of upheaval right now. So we've got our eye on several different cities. We might end up going in somewhere else before we go into Denver, but we'll definitely have a flagship store here in Denver. And then throughout 2021, we hope to open a couple of stores and then 10 stores within the next 5 years. But like I said, we're looking at various different markets and different new opportunities that are going to be coming available in 2021. But primarily in the US, and we're looking at a couple cities in Canada as well.
Okay, perfect. Okay, next question is for Sophie Guillon. Sophie, what is the next neighborhood in Venice that you plan to talk about or create a new fragrance around for Storie Veneziane?
Micadoro has just been launched, and the next launch for Storie Veneziane is going to be, well, I have to say the secret. So it's going to be next year. And it's an area which has to do with, how do you say, the Moors, you know, like the darkest skin, the Moor? Yeah, the Moor. So it's going to be linked with that. That's all I can say.
Thank you. All right. Next question is for Lorenzo Villoresi. What are the typical smells of Firenze, Florence, that you incorporate into your fragrances?
Thank you for the question. First of all, Orris is the symbol of Florence. So it's one of the most precious ingredients, but also the symbol of Florence. Others are typical of the hidden gardens that you find here around, like the magnolia, flowers and leaves, like wisteria and many others. But it depends of the fragrance. They could be these, for example. There is a fragrance called Hyperborea, which I created a few years ago, that includes, for example, mimosa, wisteria, orange blossoms that are typical of the hidden gardens in the city.
Okay, wonderful. Grazie, Lorenzo.
Thank you.
I have one for Elisa from Akakapa. How did Akakapa go from brushes to fragrances?
It's really how I started. When I started working in Akakapa, after I graduated in the States, actually, I lived in the States for 5 years. I came back to my hometown, and I decided I wanted to develop some more products, and so to give like a complete a range of products for the beauty. And so I just decided to include in this range of products the fragrances, and to give an idea of a more complete Italian taste, let's say. So it's just when I started working that I decided to start with the fragrances.
Okay, thank you very much. We have another question for Amy. This is, Italy is known so much for its gorgeous food items. Any plans to expand into that category? Olive oils, pastas, etc.
Thanks for the question. I would not count that out down the road. Right now, obviously, we're just focused on beauty, but there are several brands and products that we would love to eventually bring under the tent of Mozzafiato. I personally live for Italian panettone and the Italian bakeries like Eugenio Massari in Milan, and would love to bring that under roof sometime in the future. But no immediate plans in the next year. We'll stick to beauty.
Okay, great. Elisa from Perlier, about your hemp product. How did you start to incorporate hemp oil into your products? And how long did it take you to develop the product that they have, the hemp oil?
So we started a long time ago, actually probably 15 years ago, with our first hemp line, and it was a great success. And then we just worked on a new oil with new properties, and we relaunched the line recently. What is important about the product is that it doesn't contain any CBD, so no psychoactive effect, because we really think we don't need it, and we love to have somehow a safer product for everybody that everybody will feel comfortable in using, and we wanted to incorporate other active ingredients.
Okay, great. Thank you. We're going to
Thank you.
just take one more question before we close it up, and this is for Silvio in Capri. So here's the last question. We'll have it with you in Capri. I think everyone would want to take a trip there.
You know that we have Cartusia sweets in Capri.
Sì, conosco.
Every sweet is dedicated by fragrance.
That's gorgeous. Well, we'll all have to come visit. But the question is, are any Cartusia scents sold on Mozzafiato original to the brand's long history, or are they mostly modern scents?
No. They are all old. Of course, in the year, we have, with the support of Italian noses, we have revisit the old formula. But mostly over the 16 or 17 different fragrances that we offer on the market, they are all mostly our old formula.
Okay, wonderful.
Let's say 50-50. The modern formula always on the way to don't forget our tradition, our culture, but of course it's also something more modern. The one of the latest one that is called Terra Mia, you can translate it, it means my land, is dedicated to the town of Naples, and of course is with the coffee and all the aroma of Naples, but it's a modern one.
Okay, wonderful.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much, Silvio.
Hi, everybody.
Amy, come back on and say goodbye. I want to thank all of our panelists, Gabrielle, Lorenzo, Elisa, Sophie, and Silvio.
Okay, ciao.
I got them all.
Thank you.
Bye.
Everybody.
Thank you everyone so
Thank
much.
you
Bye-bye.
so much.
Great to
Thank
see
you.
you.
It was very nice. Thank you.
Thank you,
Ciao.
Sarah. Thank you for everything.
Bye.
Thank you,
Buon
Amy.
Natale a tutti.
Buon
Thank
Natale.
you.
Ciao.
Natale.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Amy.
Thank you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Lorenzo.
Buonasera. Ciao, ciao.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye everyone. Bye Gabriel. Bye
Bye.
Sophie.